Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Good morning. It's just gone 9 o'clock. It's Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. I lose track of days. Yeah, the plot thickens. Got a few things to talk about today. An MP tried to stop a 78-year-old woman getting arrested and bungled into the back of a metropolitan pig van. No, the police. What are you arresting her for? She's broken COVID restrictions and rules and regulations. Yeah, they bundle her in there like a slab of meat. It's disgusting. The MP said, "Oh, I'm going to raise this in Douglas. I think his name was. I'm going to raise this in Parliament." So I mean, we'll see. Disgraceful. Nothing will happen. It's just bravado. It will continue. And you got to question these people's mentality. If they can just pick you off the street, handcuff you, arrest you, throw you in the back of the van, rumble you down to the local police station, rolling around on your chin and all that. Fucking hell. You can't even put your hands out in the back of the van, can you? And stop yourself from rolling over if your hands are tucked around your back. Oh, by the way, I don't know if all you beautiful people that tune in to my channel, good morning. It's lovely to see you. Carol, Georgina, Jason Wills. Hello, Smash. How are you? Disgusting how they could say it's Karen Campbell, the orangutan. I'm loving that profile picture, as always. You know I do. It goes against the Geneva Conventions. You do know that when you get hogtied, we're going to arrest you. We're going to arrest you. Why? Because they're protesting. You're not allowed to protest. Fuck off. Excuse my French. Do you know the Bible says, speak your truth, even if your voice shakes? I'll tell you what, we're certainly in some weird times. Hog tying, which is this thing the Gestapo sent me like now, pulling your arms around your back and cuffing you and cutting all your wrists up. Oh, it's a wicked, treacherous thing that they do. There's no love in these people's hearts. Surely to God, there can't be. You're only supposed to be arrested and cuffed round the front. You know, some people quite like that in the bedroom department, don't they? Let's be honest. What's your safe word? Macbeth. Oh, we got a Macbeth popped in the room. Hello, son. How are you? Love it to see it. EU, French law, guilty and two. Absolutely right. So they bundled this 78-year-old woman into a truck, you see, a pig van. It's got porky pies written all over it. And I just hope she's all right. 78 years of age. Grandma's out on the street protesting people. Grandma is out. She's out there giving it some large. And this MP's going, she's got a right to protest. What kind of a country are you going to live in if you've not got a right to protest or air your grievances, ladies and gentlemen? I've got to be asking you these questions, you know. My local group yesterday, local village group, there was, we got a local spa, beautiful shop, local spa shop. It's twice the price of anywhere else. It is, but you can get your bits there. If you're desperate for a packet of condoms, guess what? They're on the shelves. They're double bubble, but you know, the mood takes you and that, you know what I mean? You're going to get in a bun. There's people on the page saying, oh, I got no time for these people not wearing a mask. Surely we've got to be a law. We must make these people wear masks. And I'm like, really? My God, whatever happened to freedom, ladies and gentlemen? Freedom, that 7-letter word. Do you remember it? I don't know if you do. Do we remember that freedom word, don't we? Hey, get your packets of condoms in your local spa and get accosted. And my point on there is like, hang on, people. Remember, we're all part of the same race here. We're all part of the human race here. Well, the man and women. We're all supposed to be connected. And the thing is, what I said was, why are you mask wearers? Bless your hearts. Why are you getting so out of your trolleys? Does your mask not work? Simple question. Simple. Now listen, if my village and the next door village, right? If I was seeing thousands of people dying, yeah, and the stench of death everywhere, I'd be wearing 3 masks. I'd have 3 on. I'd be like, yeah, I love my life. I don't value it that much where I'm going to walk around and do crazy things to crazy people. But my God, yeah, yesterday, Hugh Macbeth, they got no respect for the elderly. They took this 78-year-old grandma. Do you know what I mean? And they bundled her into the back of a police SPG wagon. Why? Because she's out protesting and she's daring to defy Boris and his cohorts. Fucking hell. Someone give me strength, man. It's coming to the time we almost start to push back of the NWO. I'm loving it. Aurora Storm. Daddy Dragon talking us through suing the individual directly. Yeah, the thing is, right, we can do all this stuff and it does work. You know, it does. Look at me here this morning. I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over the place. But do I care? Not really. Do you remember you all played that game years ago? Scissors, paper, and stones, and didn't you? You know, oh, my scissors beat yours. You can't cut my stone with yours. It's the same with the system. These people don't care about the law. They don't care about this and that. They pay out thousands of pounds. They don't care. It's coming out of the purse. They couldn't care less, could they? They really don't give. They just don't care about people. If they cared about people, they wouldn't be doing this stuff. And they got guns and taser sticks and mace spray. I mean, fuck me, I bet it gets proper kinky in themselves at times, don't you? Jesus. Yeah. I can just imagine, like, celebrity get me out of here, police get me out of here. You lock them all in their own station for a month and you don't let them out and you televise them all through their special cameras they've got everywhere, right? Can you imagine how long it's going to be before they'll start doing things to each other and using all their beautiful weapons of, you know, maybe a little bit sexualised? I reckon it goes down anyway. We know what they get up to. Boris is just a hand puppet like all the MPs. Yeah. Well, I mean, this MP, something Douglas, I think his name was. Not Kirk Douglas, because Kirk Douglas is far too good looking to be an MP. He's out there, he's going, this is an absolute outrage. She has a right to be out here. What are you fucking doing? What do you mean she's breaching COVID laws? No, I'm not having it. And the coppers didn't pay no attention to him. No, and he's got a swanky suit on. Why? Because he can afford it, man. Do you know these MPs are earning thousands and thousands and thousands of your promissory notes? They're giving themselves pay increases, ladies and gentlemen. Pay increases while you all get kicked in the bits. No jab, no travel. Now, that's it. No jab. No travel. I was having a big debate in one of my groups yesterday with my golfing groups because we go on tour. There's about 16 of us, lads on tour. Every year we go to Marbella, we go to Portugal, we go wherever. We have a week's worth of golf and it takes us about 2 weeks to get over it when we come home because we've had fueled with alcohol and just had a nice time. You know, life's all about having a nice time. Well, this year, of course, I knew at the beginning of the year that no one was going to be travelling anywhere, but they thought they were going to be travelling anyway. And now we're having a debate on where we're going next year. And the group was yesterday, everyone's going to have a jab. I said, well, count me out. I'm not having a jab. There's strong links that this new COVID jab is going to make you susceptible to HIV. That's all I'm saying. There's something called the Lister Handbook or something. These people in the medical journals, but my mates are queuing up for it. Bless them. They're queuing up for it. And the thing is this, what happens when it mutates? What happens when it goes to COVID-20, COVID-21, COVID-23? We know there's this movie trailer out there now, COVID-23, where if you ain't got a jab, you're going to get shot dead on the streets. Fuck them. That's all I've got to say. Yeah, so they said, well, if you ain't got a jab, you ain't travelling. And I'm like, well, I don't want a jab. But it looks like now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have this COVID jab, you will not be travelling anywhere. Not on an aeroplane, not on a skidoo, not being pulled by dogs on a sled through the Antarctic, unless you've had this jab. I say FUBAR. I'll have a jab if I want to have a jab. If I think it's something that wants to come into alignment with my temple, I'll have it. I don't trust it. My missus, she works for a local veterinary surgery. Now, there's a big difference between vets and doctors. Obviously, the vets spend longer training. They're much more highly skilled, highly qualified than any surgeon. The vets, they're 7 years. 7 years, vets. Nobody in her surgery is having this vaccine. None of them. None of the staff, none of them on the desk. They've all had a little chat and said, fucking hell, this thing's only been out about 6 months and they want to jab this because obviously they're vaccinating dogs for parvo and cats. They stick that thermometer up there. But you ever seen your cat go into the vet's lady? The old tail comes up, and the cat looks around going, you've seen the face of the cat or the dog where the tail, they know, don't they, animals? They know when the tail goes up, they're in trouble. They know it's going south for the winter. They know these things. But yet they got their feet locked in, and up it goes. None of them. They're like, no, we're not having this. It's not been tested properly. So these people, my missus is administering drugs all the time. And she said, and it astonished me about a month ago. I said, fuck this vaccine. I'm not having this vaccine. She went, nor am I. I went, whoa, hello, what's happened there? Couldn't believe it. I thought, she went, no, I'm not having it. I went, wow, that's impressive. Why not? My first question was, why not? She said, we ain't been tested. She said, you can't have a drug that's only been out for a few months and then have some botched testing and then, we're going to start whacking it into everyone. Now, and this is the first vaccine in the history of vaccines. And bearing in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we've had vaccinations for years and years and years. They've been sticking stuff in our arms, up their bums, in their necks, everywhere. The kids now come to the world. And there's a nurse flying all across the wall to get the jabs in them. Bosh, get in there, right? But we still everyone has the flu jab, right? I don't. I use vitamin D, vitamin C, all the great stuff, right? Because it assimilates with the body. Don't know if you know these things. But we all have these jabs, don't we? For the flu, for this, for that, TB. We've all got that little thing in our arm. Polio. Remember Ian Jury? He was all over the place. But the point is this, right? Everyone still gets tuberculosis. 1 million people die a day worldwide of TB. I don't know if you know that. Is it a day or a year? No, it's a day, every day. I've got a good friend of mine at the minute. Her mate's in hospital, really struggling. She's got shingles. Shingles is a deadly killer, kills about 500,000 people a day, right? Whereas this little COVID thing kills 56 people worldwide a day. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Everyone has these jabs for the flu. They still get the flu. Everyone has the jabs for the TB. TB's still rife. Do these vaccines not work? You'd think that if everyone in the world's had a TB would be gone, right? You'd think that, wouldn't you? TB making a massive comeback in England. Let me tell you, TB is on the rise. I lost a great cousin of mine 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I went up to Brinsley Gardens in London, top of Peckham. All my family come from originating Peckham, and I miss them like you got no tomorrow. Like, my childhood was amazing. I loved my family when I was young. They all looked out for one another. They did. Blessed family. All the Wileses, all the Russells. I love them dearly, and I miss them like it makes me want to fucking cry actually thinking about it. But anyway, my youngest, my cousin Michael, of 2 brothers of Peter and Stephen. Michael worked as a porter in Guy's Hospital, right? And my auntie Doreen passed away, and Michael was very. He spent a lot of time with his mother, and you'd call him a mummy's boy, but he was a big lump. You wouldn't have ever picked a spoil with him. But ever since he left school, we all went to the same school. We all went to Peckham Park Juniors, and he went and become a porter at Guy's Hospital, and he spent his whole life as a porter in, wheeling people up and down and doing all this stuff, taking them to operations, bringing them out, putting them in a bed, moving, shifting, this all about, the school, moving dead body. So anyway, he got this bad cough, and Dennis was alive at the time. My auntie's partner, because my Uncle Peter died many years ago, and Dennis and Stephen, who was still living at home, said to Michael, this cough's getting bad. You need to go. No, I'm all right. Anyway, he got out of bed one night and he knocked on my cousin Stephen's door, and Steve opened his door and Michael's on the floor, covered in a pool of blood, unconscious, and it's all coming off his chest, right? And he passed away from tuberculosis, and it set the whole of Guy's Hospital. They're all going mad. Michael, this porter, has been here all these years, has just died of TB. He was such a great lad, and he used to come down to a lake just in my next village and fish for the weekend. And I just wish I'd known that, because he could have popped in and stayed here for the weekend rather than stay in a tent. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. So people still get all these things: TB, shingles, diabetes. It's all still out there. But the one that we're all really paranoid about at the moment is the one that's being driven on the mainstream media. Does it make sense? You getting this? And the only reason we're all in hissy fits about it and we're all attacking one another is because the mainstream are driving it through their media systems. If the media turned around and said tomorrow, my God, Dave messages are being deleted. I don't know why. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I was told about this yesterday, that messages were being deleted on my channel. I might have to get rid of all my admins and make you all admins again. Let me just do that, actually, because I think I might have an admin that's being a little bit, because I'll have to do that some other time. I think I added a guy a few months ago as an admin, and I've not really heard of him since. And I think he could be getting rid of a load of messages. It ain't me. I know it's not Trevor. You're gorgeous. Trevor, ain't me. I ain't doing it. Out to do with his beverage bug jab is getting deleted. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Eh? Funny. It's not me, by the way, pulling strings. Both my hands are here. Both my. That's funny. So yeah, my cousin lost his life to tuberculosis. He wasn't a very old man. He was only about in his mid-50s. I'm 53, man. Come on, I'm going to be 54 next year. Yeah. The elderly will be the guinea pigs. Oh, you best believe. Well, we already know Dr. Vernon Coleman's already put the figures out there. We've already topped off an extra 20,000 in nursing homes this year. I think Joseph Mengele's running this national health program. I do. I think Joseph Mengele is in charge. I really do. It all used to be about looking after people and their well-being. I don't think it is now. It's, David comes up, I've deleted, but I haven't. It's weird, Trev, isn't it? It's weird. None of you guys that come in, I know you're all sweet as that. But there was a guy that asked to be an admin a few months ago. And reluctantly, I made him an admin, and perhaps I need to go through my administrators and find him and delete him. That's the only thing that I can think of that's happening in here. But he's not popped up in his channel, so it don't really make sense. Hugh Macbeth, you're a young dude, Dave. I don't feel. I do actually. I do. I feel quite young. I feel young in spirit and young in stance. You know, let's get out there. Let's have a bit of the world. I'm not rolling over, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not for sale. As Margaret Thatcher said, this lady's not for sale. Not as I am a lady, but I'm just not for sale. I'm not going to usher in this new normal, because it's not normal. And who's to say that the world we knew before this was normal anyway? You know, we've always had these child abuses. We've always had the abuses of the system. I mean, we used to, if people didn't go over the trenches in the First World War, we'd take them out the back and shoot them dead with a quick court martial. So nothing's ever been normal. It's never been a nice planet. Let's be honest, has it? You know, we treat life like cannon fodder. It's got to stop. That's why they want to inject the elderly first. Yeah, well, extra 20,000 this year. Dr. Vernon Coleman, who's a great man, a national treasure, Dr. Vernon Coleman, let me tell you, the old man in the chair, he said we've whacked off over 20,000 old people in homes this year, and no one's paying attention because no one cares. England must fight for the children at the very least. We've got to fight for everyone. We have to fight for everyone. The NHS has been corrupted from within, says Aurora Storm. The government has made it a golden calf to be worshipped. Absolutely, that's exactly what I couldn't have put that in finer words. That is class. A golden calf pushed out. So, oh, look at the golden calf. Don't touch it. You can't touch it. Just worship it. It should be, it desperately needs reform. Absolutely. It's been robbed from the top. Trevor, you naughty boy, says Donna Proctor. She's crying with laughter. She's crying. Donna is an amazing woman, let me tell you. She's got a spicy personality, and I love it. She's going, Trev, go and sit in the corner. What are you playing at? I'm only teasing, Trev. Don't come and get all medieval on me. If you tolerate this, then our children will be next. Yes, the Manic Street Preachers. Absolutely right. You know, we're a 78-year-old woman bundled into the back of a SPG pig wagon outside Parliament, standing up for her God-given right, exercising her God-given air on her lungs, and she's been arrested, cuffed like a piece of meat, and taken down to her nearest boudoir and interrogated and grilled for what? For standing up for something she believes in. Really? Oh, my days. Did you watch my video, Lock the Teacher's School Gates? No, I haven't, mate. No, I haven't. I'll have to watch that. You'll have to send me the link, man. I got my flu letter, Dave. I phoned them, but they couldn't tell me what it was. Listen, there is freedom passes. There's all these things that are now. We might as well be wearing gold stars, black armbands. How about a nice tattooed number? Yeah, you want one of them? Want one of these? I've got a right to be out. I'm exempt. You shouldn't listen. Freedom doesn't require any of these things. You don't need a freedom pass. What the fuck's a freedom pass? Just tattoo a number up. Come on, do it, system. Just come and tattoo numbers on us or give us a little chip or something. Same sort of thing. It's a fucking joke. I love freedom, people. I love freedom, liberty. My whole life has been spiced up about kind of being free. You know, I know it's all been a bit of an illusion and that we all bow down to bar with our mortgages and our council taxes and stuff. I think them times are fastly changing, and I think the system's getting so aggressive now because it knows we're coming. It knows that we're rising. It knows that we're figuring this little thing out, right? Freedom pass. Can't travel unless you've got a jab. Can't travel unless you've had the mark. Come on now. Noisy tone. Morning, gorgeous. I think all the comments are still going now. I don't see any being deleted. I will find out who has been deleting the comments and I will delete them from this channel. Seen the jihadi private plate on a penally illegal immigrant cramp boss's car. There apparently these immigration camps. They're on a knife edge. I think all the immigrants are just trying to pump out. Oh, give our kids porn homework. Oh, I did see that. Fucking disgusting. That's disgusting. Giving our children porn homework. Go home, children. I know you're only 6, but we need you to research Pornhub. Yes? We need you to look at all the gender stuff. Yeah, they've got it all on there. T-girls, they've got it all. Yeah, they've got it all. Get on it. We want you to give us do us a full essay on it, will you? For fuck's sake. My God. Ryan here, not requesting a V-Rec. It's only a matter of time, Minor, before they do. Slowly, softly, catchy monkey. This whole system is all you might need. You might need something that says that you've had a jab. We might need to put something in you so we recognise that you've had a jab. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, man. New energies coming on the 21st of December when the planets align. Time for information. I'm loving it. The med bed will take 30 years off you. God, I'd only be 16 then. Oh, no, I'll be 20. Oh, yeah, no, I'll be 23 then if it took 30 years off. Do you know what? I wouldn't want to be a gene hunt. I wouldn't want to go back. Well, actually, I would go back to like when I was about 18, I think. I was having a nice time when I was 18. Got to be honest with you. Life was good back then. The Constitution only survives while the Queen's alive. And Charles might not swear on that. Who cares? I got no time for none of these people. I got no time for the Queen. I got no time for none of them. I'm not one of these ones that sits out there and waves a fucking flag. Pay your taxes. No bollocks of that. I'm not having one woman and one family declaring to be sovereign in this country, the untouchables, while we all suffer and suck their shit. I'm not having it. It's a load of bollocks. We're all sovereign. We all come into the world crowning, right? Yeah, we all crown when we come into the world. This is a circumcision tool. This is, I do bar mitzvahs at the weekend. No, it's not actually. It's a whole punch before you all get carried away. The NHS was only rolled out to get your bloodline. Bosh, there you go. I'm just going to give the baby a little heel prick test. Yeah. Love to know the knowledge we got now when we was 18. Can you imagine, Tom? Can you just imagine there? The med bed. Where can I get a go on that? Yes, I'd have a go on a med bed, I think. To be fair, message deleted. Okay. Nipple clamps. Tried them the very last year. Yeah, very last year. Very, very last year. There's better things out there now. I mean, why would you teach kids all about that stuff? I can't imagine, you know, when I was at preschool and primary school, it was all about the innocence then. It was just all about playing outside, you know, learning a little bit of this, that, getting an abacus out, like Diane Abbott now and again and pushing a few things across. If you'd have come at me when I was that age with all that stuff, I'd have been like, oh, hello. I don't think my brain would have been able to cope with that. Why can't we just leave the fucking kids alone? Jesus Christ, we're breeding demons. Morning, Dave, Lukey Allen. Hello, Sam. Nice to see the big high fives there. Gorgeous. Toxic, I don't delete your messages. It's happening again, Dave. Oh, God. Left brain thinking. Absolutely right, Zevi Zircon. Actually, hang on. Oh, hello. Who's I can't get out with these comments. They're going very fast this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Toxic. I didn't delete your message. It's happening again. Oh, we're having our messages deleted by YouTube. Go on, YouTube. Go on. Whoever you are, do one. Or we'll find you and we'll delete you. That was disgusting. Grabbing her by the scruff of the neck. Oh dear. No worries. It's all okay, Dave, as explained. Oh, that's all right. I'm confused. I'm confused.com. You seen the advert on the telly where that guy's driving that old Mercedes? Confused.com. Yeah, very much so nowadays. YouTube being vankers. Yeah. Let me show that and see if it's stuck. Oh, they've just deleted. Oh no, it's all right. That one. That's all good. We're having our moments. YouTube, generally, I've found this platform to be pretty all right. We've got a gremlin. I'll have to try and go through my administrators and find out the one that I added very recently. I'll do that when I finish this live stream, and I will delete them. We mothers have to start mobilising protecting our children's innocence. I agree with you. They are assaulting it daily, and society is pushing profanity. It's disgusting. Mockers and scoffers, ladies and gentlemen, is the world we live in. Non-believers, mockers and scoffers. I see it all the time. It's not a problem. You know, whatever's your bag is your bag. If you don't believe in the higher power, that's up to you. I do. You know, I lean on that. And it does. It talks about mockers and scoffers in the end times and people of self-love and loathing and all these things that are going on that we can't really make any sense of. It's because of that book. We're in them times, you know. How have we got people in uniform in positions of trust abusing 78-year-old women like that, and just to dismiss a so-called MP of Parliament that we apparently place in a position of trust to work for us and be our voice was completely dismissed. The police looked at him as though he was a dog turd. It's disgraceful. We are run by animals that think that they are the master race, and I don't like that. They are using trigger words, mate. It's any mention of vax, etc. They are disappearing. Oh dear. So listen, I want you all to start using trigger words in the comments room, and let's see how many of them get deleted. Come on, let's go for it. Let's keep YouTube busy, shall we? Politicians appear righteous unto men and women, but inside they are full of iniquity. Absolutely. Vacuum cleaner. Ooh, saucy. My mate fell over on a vacuum cleaner once and it went straight up his bottom. I did phone the hospital after a few hours and I said, how is he doing? They said, he's picking up. Fantastic. Nazi. I said, yeah, come on, use all these words. Get all this stuff out. Let's get all these comments all deleted. The end of days is upon us, David Wilson. We're all doomed. We're all doomed. Apparently there's going to be a big turnout on the 28th, and that's not people taking a dump either. On the 28th of this month, there's people going all over the place. London, this, that, the other, Cardiff, I do believe, Birmingham, Liverpool. Apparently, the people in Liverpool had the army in. The army turned up. Apparently, the army's packing up now because no one's bothering to go to the test centres. Fantastic, Liverpool. Well done. You rock. Keep up the great work. Now, look, I'm making no illusions and I'm making no statements here that there is people are getting sick. But what I want is something measured. I want it to be, look, we've got people with cancer that aren't getting treatments. We've got kids with cancer that aren't getting treatments. We've got people where their businesses are going, they can't afford to feed their kids. And we've got all these people that are now become government collaborators that seem to want to admonish everybody else out there for not wearing a mask. Little do they realise the knock-on effects that this is all going to have. It's quite sad to witness, in truth. It really is very, very sad to witness. What are they going to do when the quagmire hits them? I just wonder. It's savage what's going on. I'd say that the solution is worse than the cause in a lot of aspects, and we've had a lot of people being bashed over the head. The abuses that have gone on since this thing's been in are outrageous. And this should all be about everyone just getting on with one another and looking out for one another. This should not be about being ruled by the rod. And that's exactly what's happening. You can't open your business. Why? Well, you're not essential. Who gets to deem what is essential? Who gets to deem it? You know, is a gym less essential than a butcher's? Are the big ones being shut down? Tesco, Sainsbury's, Lidl's, Aldi's? No, they're too big to take on. It's disgusting. Dave, you have to go through their mods. I will do, Trev. I can't do it now for some reason. I'll have to, let me have a look. Dave Witcher, your channel, sign out, switch account, send feedback. I'll have to try and figure it out. Let me actually see. Trev, remove moderator. The only time I think I can remove a moderator is when they appear on the channel. So like I could remove you now, Trev. I'm not going to, but I could, because I'm just looking at this little sidebar. I can hide user. I can put user in timeout. I can remove the post. I can pin message, or I can report it. I can remove the moderator. I'm not going to do that, but I think I can only view delete message deleted by Google administrator. All right, so we've got a Google. This is Google administrator. Let me have a look, see what I can do. Hide user. No, that means I'm going to hide Karen Campbell, and I don't want to hide Karen Campbell. Yeah, this is being removed by Google. The fascists is coming, people. I've not seen this before, by the way. This is a new thing. Google moderating my YouTube channel. God bless them. And it's obviously a bot. This isn't someone sat behind a keyboard going, "Oh, this message is disgraceful." This is a bot. This is a machine that's looking out for trigger words like queen and bomb and terrorism and all these other words that we can't use anymore, right? Yeah, they hate me on Twitter, says Karen. They hate me on Twitter, the Google Nazis. Oh yeah. But listen, we can all have digs at them, but this is a computer system. This is AI. This is artificial insemination that's doing this. All right? Make no bones about that. You'll all be judged very soon in the next 3 or 5 years, whatever it is. When you get a court summons and you go to court, you're going to be done by a computer. A computer's going to seal your fate for you. It's crazy fucking times, man. I mean, absolutely. Why it's saying I removed the comments, I don't know. It's Google. It's coming up as in my end, and my end. It's coming up as a Google administrator. So it's not anybody of my administrators in here, moderators doing this. This is Google. This is the powers that were doing this. But let them crack on. So you are being monitored externally. Yeah, it sounds saucy, doesn't it? It sounds like saying they're teaching the kids in the classroom. I'm being moderated externally. So they're watching you via algorithms. It needs to understand. No, it does, yeah. But let them crack on. This is how the Germans. And bearing in mind, this channel that I have here is not for kids. Everything that I do. I mean, if you have a kids channel, that you can't have comments on it anyway. Boris is making my life a misery on Twitter. Flip-flop. He is a flip-flop. He is, yeah. He's just got, the only trouble is he's got a flop. He's not got a flip, has he? He's only got one left foot. These people are an embarrassment. I see our politicians as an embarrassment to the great people of this country. And you need real people making kind of decisions for you for your best interest. You don't need them wanting to subtract from you to this whole system now is based on a subtraction, and what they're doing, they put out these feelers like driving licenses and birth certificates, and it's all these things that we do and we sign. They're an act to commit a crime. A license is you're begging to commit a crime, and then all they're doing is they're waiting for you to commit that act, and then bosh, they're on you like a rabid dog. But they don't give you the full verified facts in the beginning, because none of you would sign any of these things if they said, "Oh, by the way, you've just signed this birth certificate for your child." Bearing in mind, I've got people that don't register their children anymore, which is fantastic, and they still get passports. Amy Johnson messaged me, funnily enough, yesterday on Facebook. Her little child's probably a couple of years old now. Got a passport for the baby, no birth certificate. No, and it was something that we did back in the day, and she reminded me of that yesterday. It was lovely to see that. So her child's a couple of 3 years old now, got no birth certificate, but got passports and can go to school and can do everything, the other things if he wants to. But the system really hasn't got any lever over that. I'll tell you a little story briefly. Quite a few years ago, a woman who had 4 children found herself struggling on hard times, and she she had 4 children, and social services turned up and took the 4 kids. Okay, took all 4 of them. She sat on her doorstep crying her eyes out. My kids, my kids, my kids. Pull a woman's heart out. It's disgusting. I reckon my mum, if they took me off her, she probably would have thanked them. Probably would have got a flag out and said, yeah, we're having a party. I don't know. Who knows? At the end of the day, about 4 o'clock, there's a knock at the door. Who's walking past my house? How dare they? And one of the kids has come up. All right, ma'am, I'm back. What the... And do you know what the answer was from the social worker when the mother quizzed why one of her children, her kids, her property were being returned to her? The answer was, we don't have any paperwork for this one. We don't own it. No birth certificate, no claim of ownership. Scary times, eh? As a solar going, the solar, to be honest with you, Trev, ain't going too bad. Obviously, we're just coming up to December, so it's not the best time of the year. But one of my inverters there the other day done 2.2 kilowatts with a 3.6 kilowatt system, and I've got 5 kilowatts on my garage, and I've got another 2 kilowatts on this roof above us now. So, and I've got 2 kilowatts just outside my window there, and I should be plonking them in. I moved them, and I've got a few cracked ones because they're just glass ones. They're very, very sensitive. Like Julia, I've called them Julian Clary's. They're very sensitive solar panels. You only got to look at them the wrong way, and they crack. They turn into thingy. So I've got about 1.8 kilowatts there, which I'll be putting in early part of next year because I want to put a spa hot tub in, and I'm going to put them on the roof of that unit, and I'm going to use them to charge my batteries to run my inverters every night. I've got to get me garage roof sorted out, Trev. Yes, I've got a great guy that does solar panels, by the way. Good, decent second-hand ones at good prices. I borrowed a friend's passport and got away with it. Jesus, did you? I don't know if you know, I've got a weld, excuse me, a weld service passport, and I bought it. I've got it about two and a bit years ago. It was a 5-year one, and it's from a guy called Gary Davis, called the World Service Organisation. And all my friends laughed at me, but I had no problems at all. I went from here to Biarritz on it and come home again. No questions. I got some funny looks. I said, "Can you just stamp that for me?" Yeah, smiling at it. And they just see the funny side of my humour, and we had no problems at all. And I had a lovely time. What a beautiful week I had in Biarritz. No, I haven't seen any messages. No, but you've made it when you've got bots, lol. Yeah, I've got bots. I'm mentioning all over the place. He was half Indian with a shaved black hair. You guys are funny. I love you. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for, not sponsoring the channel because none of my stuff is monetized. I'm just waiting for a reply from Toolstation, by the way. Obviously, I got accosted the other week in a local tool station. It's funny how this government gets everyone to turn on one another, And not only that, I got a private message through Messenger, a physical threat. From this individual, and it's just so sad that this has happened. So I'm waiting for the outfall. If not, we're going to small claims court. I'm going to be sending an affidavit to small claims court, and we're going to be going for it. And the payout that they pay out is going to go to local homeless local homeless charity and food bank. So that will be good. Are you going to go to the demo with me on Saturday, Mike? I'm not sure yet, love. I'm hearing reports that this is a bit nefarious. I don't know. It depends. I don't know much about this thing. I'm going to have to research. Wrong man to start on. I just, I didn't really do much apart from stand my ground. To be honest with you, I've spoke about it before. It's upsetting, when people just attack you like that for not wearing a mask. And as I've said from the outset, if you want to wear a mask, you wear a mask. But leave the people that don't wear a mask alone, because it's discriminatory. And we don't do discrimination in this country, do we? Okay, there's laws and stuff regarding that. And the dichotomy and the irony about this is that if you have a mask on, if you have one of these on, right? If you have one of these on and somebody comes into your shop or in your space, I mean, I can see this internally steaming up my glasses as we speak. So obviously viruses can get in through your eyes as well. So where's your eye visors? Have you got eye visors on? Have you got visors for your ears? No, not at all. But if you're wearing one of, this is a work one, by the way, and it's still in my office. It should be on my van, because I do wear these from time to time. And I'm feeling all claustrophobic now, you know. But if you're wearing one of these, why would you worry about someone that wasn't? Does it mean your mask don't work? And I mean that I'm genuinely putting it out there. If I was being told by a government, put your mask on, it's going to protect you and it's going to protect others. And that's the message that comes through all of this. And I do get, we should look out for one another every day, regardless of COVID, regardless of anything. We should always be respectful of other life, regardless. But it must mean that if you've descended into a hissy fit where you want to punch someone, where you want to have a beef with them, it must mean that your mask doesn't work. Maybe try a hazmat suit. I don't know. Maybe your own oxygen supply, like Michael Jackson used to walk around with when he was into bubbles. You know what I'm saying? Shoplifters heaven. Yes. Can you imagine? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shoplifters must be having a whale of a time. What argument want Dave people start arguing about masks? It's a melanoma. My local group, my local village, there's some real truth warriors on there. I want people arrested that ain't wearing masks. Well, no, that's not how this works. If someone doesn't want to wear a mask, can you imagine, right? There must be loads of people in this country that have got lung issues, got COPD, got heart arrhythmia, that are actually too scared to not wear a mask through being attacked when they go to their shops and their supermarkets and their shopping malls. And they're actually in so much fear about putting this on, but they're putting them on because they've been conditioned to, and these things are causing them more harm than good, right? But they're too scared to stand up against the bullies, yeah, that are making everyone wear them. It's sad. It's absolutely sad. We've seen pictures of women. There was this woman that their face was just covered in this, whatever it was, because she's overexposure to these masks. It causes all sorts of problems with your lungs, you know. You're not designed to breathe your own CO2 back in, ladies and gentlemen. You're really not, because I guess you would have been born with a mask on if that was the case. So yeah, masks are a very topical subject for me. Don't work. They can't work. People to descend into such hissy fits, it must mean that they realise that mask don't work. So there must be something deep inside someone that for them to attack somebody else for not wearing a mask, they must have such insecurities. They must know within themselves that mask don't work, surely. I'm prepared to wear no mask. I totally ignore the clowns. I stand next to people and all. God bless you. Dave, when you go round people's houses, what do they say when you're not wearing a mask? No one ever says anything. There was a guy, and I love him dearly, and I'll tell you the story. This was about 8 weeks into this COVID stuff, right? And I've got personal friends that have got this thing and that have been into hospital very recently. They're back home again now. This attacks people which have got underlying health conditions, the elderly, you know, it's just what it does. So does the flu. So does many other things, you know. Life's not a guarantee, man. We're all going to die at some point. But I'd gone round the corner. I'd had some parts for this heating system and some kitchen sink taps for a few weeks, but I hadn't nagged this guy because I knew that they was isolating and doing all that stuff. And he's a beautiful, beautiful man. Let me tell you, he's absolutely beautiful. His missus is beautiful. They've got a beautiful family, beautiful house, big old barn, big old Kentish barn, you know, like darling buds of mates. You pull up in the driveway, bosh, everything's there. It's beautiful. And I gets down there and gets out my van and I says, "Oh yeah, how's it going?" I'm not going to say his name, so that'd be rude. And he says, "All right, Davey, baby." He says, "See that bag there?" I says, "What, this Waitrose bag? The posh shop, Waitrose?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "In there is for you." I said, "Oh, was it Christmas?" He said, "No, it's your masks and glove." And my instant, charismatic, sarcastic response was, "I don't do kids' entertainment. I've come to put some central eating parts. No, he said, "I knew you was going to be like this." I went, "Be like what?" "I knew you was going to give it." I went, "Listen, I'm getting back in my van. I'm going home. I'm going to watch my flat screen. You let me know when the simmer's off and we've all got back to normal." He said, "Well, I need it done." I said, "Not my problem. No, I'm not doing what you tell me to do. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not having it." So he said, "Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute." He goes and chats with the wife. She's come out. She went, "Oh, Dave." I went, "I know. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not here to demonize. I know everyone's got the having the shit scared out of them by the government. It's not a problem." So she said, "I'll take the dogs out because they got to go and have a toilet anyway." So I said, "You're all right." And he's out the front keeping his bush trim with his strimmer. So I did what I had to do. I was in there about an hour and a half. Come out and chuck my tools on my van. I said, "We're all sorted, son. Your central heating's working and your tap's like brand new." I said, "I haven't been anywhere in the kids' bedrooms or nothing like that." I said, "I've been in the loft. I've been here. Blah, blah, blah." He went, "Dave," he said, "I'm so sorry." I said, "No, don't apologise. You've got no need to." I said, "It's not you. It's the fear-driven porn machine from the government. That's what it is." I said, "Nothing, no problems here." He said, "When this is all over," I said, "I hope you've got a long time to wait." He said, "I'll take you out for another pint when that's something out the pub." I said, "Be smashing." I said, "Beautiful." And I drove past his house the other day, give him a little tink on the horn, and he's, "Oh, hello." So yeah, look, listen, I hold no nasty thoughts or feelings towards anybody that has a go at me for not wearing a mask. They've got the fear of God placed in them. Let me tell you, it's quite savage. And the government, they're all sitting back, not laugh. Well, are they laughing? They could be laughing. The whole thing with government has always been divide and rule, divide and conquer. Keep them divided. Keep the Christians fighting against the Muslims. Keep the blacks fighting against the whites. The gays and the lesbians, they're having it. The IRA. It's all divide and conquer. And none of us can figure this stuff out. But we're getting there now. No one in my street wears a mask. Go on, free of toxic Carol. You're good on you, Dave. Nice one. I mean, it's not about being a warrior. It's about standing up for my own freedoms and liberties. You know, I'm not going to be pushed about. I've never done what I'm told. If someone says go and stand there, I'll stand over there. I'm not. If people suggest a thing and I've got my own, I'll go, "Yeah, I'll do. Let's go and do that. Yeah, no worries. I'll do it. It's not a problem because it's a meeting of the minds. Everything's nice. But when people come out and say do this, do that, I've worked for companies in the past where people tell me what to do, and I tell them to poke out their ass, or I'm going to punch them in the face. I can't stand being told what to do, even as an apprentice. My old boss had a go at me one day because I dropped a van off, bless him, a wrong garage in my naivety. We're too busy working, and I was supposed to drop this van off at a certain garage, but I dropped it somewhere else, and he phoned me up the next morning, and he said to me, "Oh, the van's been stolen." And I went, this was 1980. Oh, God, 1980 something. I was a young buck. And he was a big tall geezer, 6 foot something. And he said to me, "The van's been stolen." I said, "No, it ain't." I said, "Not when I said, I dropped you off at science." He said, "Yeah, you dropped you off at the wrong garage." He said, "You're supposed to drop you off at Greens at Raynham." I went, "Oh, apologies." And then he couldn't leave it. He had to go on, start calling me names and was really nasty. So I jumped in my car. I drove up to his house. I knocked on his door. He come out. I said, "You fucking talk to me like that again, I'll put a spanner across your head." I said, "I don't give a fuck who you are, how tall you are. Do it again. See what happens." He shut the door. I went into the garage, put in all these fittings in the tank for the job I was doing the following day. And he come out, he said, I don't fucking need you. I don't need none of you. He said, you're all scumbags. He said, you all work for me. I went, you can keep living in that illusion, my friend. I said, but I tell you now, I'll be gone within a week or two. And I did. I left. I can't be dealing with people like that. I've never, ever tolerated people that treat me like a piece of shit. It's not happening. Not on this watch. And funnily enough, this is very sad. His ex-wife, bless him. I'm hearing everyone's problems this morning. This was years ago. He caught her playing around. She was having a bit of our father up the road with some young buck. I imagine he was pretty good and all. And what happened was, he got me to stake the house out. He wanted me to take pictures and all that. I sat out. He paid me to stake this house out or not. I mean, I've become a criminal investigative journalist that night, and nothing was doing. I think she was enjoying herself so much she didn't come out the house. So I never seen nothing, and I reported back. But that set him off, and he actually had a nervous breakdown because of the stress of his job, running everybody, keeping on the wages, and the business weren't doing very well. I actually went up in 1980, whatever, to it must have been actually 1989, 1990, to see my ex-father-in-law, Jim Smith, bless his heart. He had cancer and he was in a ward in Medway Hospital called D2. And we was going up there with the family to see him and give him a hug and a kiss. And as I walked through the entrance door of Medway Hospital, and you had them warm blowers, they used to blow warmth down, stop all the warmth coming out of the hospital like this. And we walked through it, the old doors come out, and we went in. I see my old boss, Neil, in a big white gown, pushing this drip thing with his hair all stood up and in, far worse than mine. And he looked like the guy out of Taxi. Do you remember the program Taxi years ago, that American sitcom? And I said to him, all right, Neil. Nothing. He just carried on walking. Fucking hell. And I said to myself then, I don't care what I do in life. If I stay in this plumbing and eating profession, I'm never, ever, ever going to end up like that. Never. So that's why I work a bit, play a bit, work a bit. I'm lucky. Life's been good to me. I don't have a mortgage. I haven't had a mortgage for over 10 years because we bought and sold quite a few houses. But it's very hard to do. That's why my hands are all busted up. But I'm lucky now. Life's panning out as I'm getting into my doubtage, my elderly years. I'm doing all right. Fair play to you, mate. I'm the same. Won't take for crap from no one. Glenn W. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Alan Walker. All right, Sam. We must be cut from the same cloth. Yeah, I don't care if I've got to go and live in a cave like Stig in the dump. Someone abuses me, they're going to get it. If they're nice to me, I'm as nice as pie, let me tell you. But you piss on my gravy, I'm going to stand my ground. But I'll do it in a nice way. You all can speak with Dave live on Wake Up UK Thursday night at 9 o'clock on Zoom. Yeah, if wakeupuk.net, if you want to tune in on a Thursday night, we're on there, 9 o'clock. All you got to do is go into the website, click on my profile picture. It'll take you to the Zoom link. Come and join us. You'll enjoy yourself. Heard opportunity, agree. D. Allen, how you doing, Dol? Nice to see him. The old muck around the corner, Mikey Reynolds. Bosh, he's in the house. Free of toxic Carol. I like that profile name. What's that picture you got as your profile picture? Like a little trip in the woods there, isn't it? Beautiful. I don't believe in protests, but if people start rocking up at politicians' houses, I'm in. I agree. Heard opportunity. They're bringing their own dilemmas now. I think the politicians are going to be having it soon, because how can you sit and watch a 78-year-old woman be smashed into the back of a police wagon after being hogtied in cuffs, and she's probably rolling around in the back of there, taken off to her local incarceration centre. She's probably been interrogated. She's probably had the anal beats, probably. Don't doubt that. For what? You have to question why has she been arrested? For breaching COVID rules, not laws. They're not laws. Are you on there tonight, Dave? No, mate. Only Thursdays, Trev. Yes, agreed, Dave. Woodland, yes. Yes, it is Woodland. Okay, cool. Wonderful, beautiful. Can't beat. Listen, you want to get out and about. Listen, everyone's driving themselves stir crazy. They're all sat indoors all day. They can't get out. They're too scared to go out. They're all sat in their little pods, waiting for this new world order dystopia to come. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you get out and about, you go for a walk, you go for a run, you go for a jog, you go and exercise, you eat good stuff, you get nature. The planet soon brings you into alignment. If you run around the outside with nothing on your feet and you ground out, my word, it sorts your heart rate out. It brings everything down because Mother Nature will ground you. It's not the politicians, it's the government, it's the state. The state's a disgusting, stinking pig. I detest it. It is abhorrent. It's time we had a change. The House of Commons is their big house. It is their big house. But people in glass houses should never throw stones. Hello, darling. Good to see you. Keep missing you. I'll watch you later. Morning, Sonia Ballard Scott. Hello, Joel. Love it to see you. David Wilson's in the house, by the way. Totally agree, mate. Yeah, mate. Gotcha, Dave. Massive demos across the whole of the UK this Saturday. Right, I'll find out. I'll do some digging, mate. I'm not really into protesting and that no more. Oh, fuck me. The only time I keep playing with it, it just gets. I ain't done my hair this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. I'm kind of done with protests. I think the only time you'll ever see me get out there and give it some Benny Hill now will be when there's some direct action, when there's something that my people in my country, all black, white, Chinese, Latinos, they all come together and they go, fuck it, we're not having this no more. I'll be part of that. I really will. But going up there and screaming and shouting and there's no intention, there's no, let's go and do this, you know. We need to go and do stuff. And because the whole country, really and truthfully, people now are all living in fear pretty much. They're all just trying to dodge that state bullet of a driving offence or whatever. Give you a little instance, actually. Some of the stuff that we've been doing recently with regards to paperwork and documents. Remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. I will just say this. A friend of mine, something come up on the system where the police arrested him and was trying to stick something on him. They love sticking things on you. And because of his time served documents, etc., 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 I'm not going to tell you the nature of the beast, but it was quite serious. It was something that the police would consider to be a very serious offence. Don't forget, an offence is not breaking the law. It's just breaking a legislative rule of society. That's all it is. But because my friend had not caused any injury, harm or loss, and I was absolutely gobsmacked that the state would just walk away from this, it's disappeared. It's off the system. Nobody knows a thing. The CPS got no record of it, and he's got a court summons in his hand. I've got a fucking summons here. What are you chatting about? No, we don't know anything about it. Don't know nothing. So he phones the police. What's happening? What are you chatting about? We don't know what you're on about. Hang on, you fucking arrested me. Bosh, I've got... No, we don't know what you're talking about. Nothing on our system. Tap, 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 tap. No, there's nothing on it. The computer says no. Be the change, don't beg for it. Absolutely right. Couldn't agree more. What a beautiful little sentence that was for you, Carol. Be the change, don't beg for it. I'm a cheeky monkey, says Karen Campbell. Listen, guys, I've been on here an hour. Can you believe how quick that hour's gone? Check yourselves. Check it. Look at me. I'm going to do some bits of me. I've got to cut some kindling up for my log burner for tonight. Interesting times. We are definitely in interesting times. But I need to know. I want intent. I'm quite a statistician in my mind. I know what needs to happen and I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen for the future of our elderly. I want to see it happen for the future of our children. I want to see it happen for the future of us. All of us as a collective. I want us to get back to great. I want an Alfred the Great. I want something great to happen. We need greatness in an abundance, an hour of sense. I don't know about that. I'll just rant. We need something great to happen and we need great people to do great things. As a log burner, amazing, Trevor. It is amazing. My God, my missus has to keep stripping off of a night. It gets so hot. She goes, if you stack that up again, I go, might off. Oh, I like that. Beautiful. Yeah, I've got curtains up now. I never used to have curtains up at my bifold doors. And that's not sexualist, by the way, bifold doors. I mean, I've taken all the fences up. I've pulled all the posts up in case someone takes offence. You just can't say nothing nowadays without. I mean, I generalise. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm not here to cheese anyone off or jump on their cornflakes. But certainly, I will stand up for myself. Yeah, love it, Dave. Great people to do great things. We need great people doing great things. We need to align with greatness. We need to have some functionality, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have some vision. We need to have a purpose. Who was it used to have a purpose? Was it Baldrick? Baldrick, wasn't it? What are you looking for, Baldrick? I'm looking for my purpose. Wow. Now you have a purpose. You've got to have a purpose. You've got to go. When tyranny is the law, rebellion becomes duty. Ladies and gentlemen, that is in our constitution, not our constitution, but that is the English constitution. Rebellion becomes duty when tyranny becomes law. Okay? It is up to us to be rebellious. It's in our hearts to be rebellious. It is our way to be rebellious. It is our way to speak our truth, even if our voice trembles. It's time to stop being cowed. It's time to align. It's time to accept. It's time. The time is now, people. I want you to speak with all your friends and your families, and let's get this country back to greatness. Let's hold our elected people to the rule of law. Let's make them take up that yoke stick of greatness and say, you will be at the rule of law. And if you deviate, you are out. End of. Just think of the greatness that would come after that. Come on, people. Check out Klaus Schwab. He sounds like something you get, like your seasonings in the, I need to go and get some garlic. I'll get some Klaus Schwab, will it? Yeah, I'll get some of that stuff. It's dear, but I'll have it. Klaus Schwab and his ideas to harken back to Nazi Germany. We're in the very first early stages of 1936 Germany. We've got men with machine guns now manning posts, infrastructure sites at Downing Street and Parliament. Why? It's to keep the peasants out. It's to keep the peasantry at bay and to show a show of strength. Well, back years ago in the early 1900s, we've got pictures of Parliament with no Downing Street, with no gates. A thoroughfare, ladies and gentlemen, a thoroughfare affair. People walking up and down, tapping on the door if they need to. I need to speak to a public servant. And people say, oh, we've got to consider the times we live in. Listen, the system has allowed this to happen, ladies and gentlemen, for a reason. The police, their business is crime. No wonder burglaries, they don't even come out for now. They're making money, ladies and gentlemen. They make money. You've got to realise what the beast is. London is hard to protest now. They just end up walking around. The old building, I've seen 10 coppers leap on one man. I'm surprised the individuals have not been crucified on the floor. Can you imagine? That's like being in the middle of a rugby scrum. Bundle, over the top. That's what we used to shout out in rugby. Oh, we've gone over the top. And they get up now. No, it's all right. We're just pinning him down. It's for his own good. It's for his own good. We're just pinning him down for his own good. Anyway, I'm ranting now. I'm rambling, actually. I'll find out more about Saturday night. I'm a bit, I don't know. I want intent. I want focus. I want people to say, right, we're going to go and do this. We're organised. We're going to make it happen. Then I'm all in. Then I will be queuing up at the train station to get to where we need to go. We need intent. We need a purpose. We need to have direct action. We're not having that. We've just got people walking around all the time, screaming, shouting on loud hailers, chatting a good game, but nothing really happens. And I'm done with that. I really am. I'll see you all very soon. God bless you all. Yeah, we're here for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand we're here for a reason right now. And that reason is to bring back greatness. So look after yourselves. I'll see you all soon. God bless you. May all your problems be small ones. Take care.